Hey, I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, just thank you so much. We're going through much needed transformation and transmutation that is changing our element of truth, our strength, for the better. So whatever you're dealing with right now that is really, hurting you in an emotional, mental way, know it's going to bring growth to you in an emotional, mental way. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. If you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are informative to you, give you good vibes or inspiration, you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times at the moment, and needing spiritual guidance or just needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's greatly appreciated. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. It's like now when I turn it down, you can't barely hear it. Okay, I'll turn it like that. The music I'm using in the background, actually, the channel I'm using right now is called Healing Meditation. And the music that I'm listening to in the background, meditation music I'm listening in the background, is called Cosmic Abundance Energy Connection. Blessed with Abundance. Meditation music, 888 hertz, 80 hertz, and 8 hertz. And I will post that link in the description box below. Um, the video I'm doing today is Twin Flame 101 Heyokas, spiritual psychic changes helps you purge and detox in many ways that will take you towards the next level. I've been hearing a lot of people talking about they're going through a lot of different things. If it's not aches and pains, like I was telling y'all in the other videos from a few days ago, it's aches and pains, especially through your shoulder blades. You're going through a lot of drain. It's just like you can get up in the morning, work out, whatever. You can get a good night's sleep. Like lately, for the last couple of weeks, I've been going to bed very early. And I know I deal with a lot of people that are, night owls. So it's just like, they're trying to text me. I'm like, man, I fell out, and then I get mad because it's like the way I do my videos, it uses a lot of energy up, because there are a lot of times where I may not be feeling my best, and I try to place a shield over me so nobody doesn't be able to pick up on that. And it's just like when I'm going through major transformation and all that and got a lot of ailments going on emotionally, mentally, spiritually, I also put a shield up like that because that's not something I want to share with y'all. And it's just like the more people I'm coming into contact with, and I have to allow myself to cut cords because we don't realize even when we interact with people, you're getting somewhat of their energy. So you have to allow yourself to be very selective about who you're allowing yourself to come into contact with, allowing yourself to make sure, even through saying hi and bye, you have to make sure you're cutting cords from that because we're all going through these transitions that is bringing heavy side effects, through all that purging because you're allowing yourself through everything that you're connecting with. Everything has a reason for happening. Even painful situations carry a purpose that you can really appreciate, and at times it's hard for you to really see it at that moment. But if you allow, because a lot of times we feel like, no change is taking place in our life, but then you have to allow yourself to really step back, out of your emotions, especially if you're dealing with stressful emotions. A lot of times we can only see the negative that's taking place and not actually the positive. When change takes place, it's not always easy, because a lot of times you're making bold decisions that you weren't able to do before. You are starting to understand the lessons of even the hectic experiences you had as well as the beautiful ones. You there's always has to be. a balance within that. When you deal with positive connections with others, or even positive situations, you have to appreciate, for you to be able to go through the goodness, you have to, appreciate what the bad has taught you. It's like through my situation, I've been very humble. I had to go through a lot of things. Sometimes, I had to knock the chip off my shoulder with my reality, because at the beginning I was kind of somewhat feeling myself. Like my mom say, you smelling yourself or whatever. And it kind of got me on my, it got me, kind of up there. But then it was just like, through everything that I went through, all the changes, all the experiences, whether it was good or bad, I had to allow myself to, things are taking place, because it's like, if you feel like, I'm stuck, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, look at all the things that are going on in your life, not just the things that you're going through, whether if it's a cosmic, no, not a cosmic, but karmic, cycle with a relationship that you're like boxed in with, not that, but just the changes around that situation. A lot of things that may have triggered you before, when it comes to certain people or certain experiences, may not be, triggering you anymore. And a lot of times we don't understand, our healers come through hurt. Our healers come through pain. Those are the things that's forcing you to say, either you can allow yourself to accept what's going on, or you can allow yourself to separate yourself what is not serving you anymore. You're shedding a lot of layers. A lot of things are coming back in repetitive patterns, that you may have felt like you were over and done with, and it comes back to let you know, hey, these are the things that I need to heal from. These are the things that, I have to appreciate what those things taught me. Because it's like, a lot of times I may, be in my feelings about certain things that's coming off, because it's like, dang, this came up, and I've been doing positive, I've been thinking positive, but all of a sudden these things are coming in my life that's somewhat distracting me, you know. So those are the things, I can look back at, and it's just like, dang, even though I hated that situation, it taught me so much. I can be very grateful for those things. I'm purging out a lot. I'll cut a lot of people out of my life, and being very selective about who I engaged with. There's a lot of people that hit me up, privately, and there are certain things, it's like those vibes, like, oh Lord, wait a minute, let me allow myself to step back, and feel this out, not second guessing my vibes, not second guessing, the visions, and the lessons within those visions that I'm getting, that I'm projecting towards others. A lot of times we have gone through many changes that we didn't have faith in ourselves, we didn't have faith in the universe. A lot of times we paid attention so much and focused on the negative, we weren't appreciating from that negative what kind of positive outcomes it went through that. A lot of times we feel like we should get our blessings right away, but it's like the universe wants to be able to give it to us. It's already written for you to have, but you have to be able to allow yourself to align yourself with what you're trying to bring into your life. If you're trying to have like a love life, a very positive relationship, you had to learn from those ones that didn't, your relationships that fell apart, the ones that were very toxic, the ones that ended abruptly, those things. It's like I see my relationships. There's a lot of times where I say, ugh, I wish I never met this person, or ugh, I must have been drunk that whole relationship. What was I thinking? you know, and it's just like, when I see myself with those different relationships, that allows me to say, you know what, I learned so much for those relationships, even though they didn't work out. I appreciate what it brought to me. It allowed me to love myself. It allowed me to not allow myself to, you know, um, take away my happiness for anyone, allowing myself to sacrifice that, and it's just like, I had to tell myself, if that person wasn't knowing my worth, I have to allow myself to see my worth. What one person is not going to appreciate, another person is going to see you as a blessing. You had to go through those stages of life, um, where you have hurt others, and people have hurt you. Um, Being able to understand, what purpose you carry in the mission, in the place that you're placed in this mission, is not something that's very easy. We see that, because a lot of times it's like, dang, I ain't signed up for this. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. They just wiped your memory out for certain things, because we had to be able to start, like, restart. It was like a reset. We had all these, these gifts, these powers, that was very, very intense. But you had to be able to go through a lot of tragedies, a lot of trauma for you to recognize, like, this is not my life. These are the things that were placed on me. There are certain times we have kept those vibes. We got addicted to certain things. We not just other people, bashing us, we bashed ourselves in certain times. There's a lot of times we place judgment on others. We place judgment on ourselves. We were hard on ourselves. We second guessed ourselves. We talked down to ourselves. There's a lot of different things. I'm not saying everybody did that, but there are some people that can relate to that. You know, um, and now it's just like the more you're allowing yourself to be open to your spiritual gift, and you're allowing yourself to be, you have these psychic abilities in ways. I feel like everybody carries that psychic, because there's sometimes we can go through stuff. I know I had a dream like last week, and it had certain things to come, that really, I mean, it was like one of them dreams where I was like waking up like, wake up, wake up, wake up. You don't want to sit up here and think about all those different things. And it was actually, when I allowed myself to really understand what took place. Actually, I was being protected, but it was like the way the dream was going down. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, hold up. And then the next thing you know, it's like 2 or 3 days later, it somewhat came true. And I was just like, this is crazy. Or there are certain things that I can speak on. Um, in my videos, and then somebody will bring me something. It was just like, Roslynn, that's creepy. They're saying stuff that you already spoken to existence. And that's a beautiful thing, even though our abilities, just for us being empath, shoot, it's like a blessing and a curse at times. And I really try not to see it as a curse, but it is just like with mine, I carry so many different gifts. And that sometimes you have to be able to take the bitter with the sweet with certain things, because there are certain things people are like, oh, that's cool. No, it's not. When you deal with everything, you feel it from a deeper sense. We tend to get affected a lot more than other people, people that don't have our type of gifts. And it's just like, I don't like feeling the hate in the world, the madness in the world, the angry in the world, you know um people hurting each other, people hurting animals. It's just like, like I was saying in the last video, I can't even watch certain movies, anymore. I used to love horror movies, but it's just like when I try to watch them, I can't really get into them like I used to. Or it just makes me cringe on certain things, especially if it has something to do with hurting an animal. I get all up in my feelings, like, oh gosh, I'm about to jump through this whole TV, and you're starting to allow yourself to see the change that's taking place. And the more, you're, even though it's scary, because change is, it's foreign to us when it comes to certain things, especially if you've been doing things a certain way for a long time. You could have been, okay, you ate unhealthy for this whole time, but now you know, you can't probably eat meat like you used to. So now you're starting to go through, just having straight, maybe starches, a lot more vegetables, fruit, and stuff like that. And then it's just like when your body has went through those changes. Like right now, I keep on having these major chills. I don't know if y'all can see them or not, but it's like all my hairs are standing on end. I'm just like, oh my god. Going through all those different things, it's like when you change your eating habits, and all of a sudden, when your body is so used to going through, a certain eating regimen, and then you flip the script, and then you wondering why you going back and forth to the bathroom, your stomach feeling all upset, you know, um, it just, things ain't agreeing with you because you ate, a certain way for so long. That's just like, you're going through your spiritual change. You're allowing yourself to be bold and see things for what they truly are, not second guessing them, not doubting them, being able to accept what you truly are. Because a lot of times we're like, nah, is this really going on with me? Like, no, um, that's crazy. People are going to think I'm crazy about that. But now it's just like, you're not caring about what people think. It's all about how you accept yourself. It's all about how you love yourself, love what your purpose is. It's just like, I see of the different things I did in my life, because it was just like, I've been a med driver, I've been what was it? a medical billing assistant, um, worked at a hospital with assistant living, and worked with children with psychological issues, all those different things that I've done. Shoot, I've even been a housekeeper. All those different things. It was very, like I enjoyed it for that moment. And then it was just like, ugh, I really don't like this anymore. It was new to me, but then it's like all these rules. It's like I don't mind rules, but it's just like certain things I'm like, this is not rules. This is about you trying to control somebody. I don't like nobody trying to control me, and all those different things. But when it comes to this, connecting with other people, being able to do videos, vlogging about different experiences, what's occurring right now, what is occurring from the past. Excuse me, y'all. Coming from the past, this repeating to bless our future, allowing myself to learn the life lessons that I've had in the past. So, um, the ones I can face right now and be bold about facing those things, even though it may hurt, is bringing up a lot of, unprocessed emotions that is going to bring me a brighter future. Nothing's supposed to be easy, but you had to be able to, you know, when you're wanting to aim towards blessings, or you're trying to be aligned and become balanced with what you're trying to manifest or what you are manifesting, you had to go through those changes, so you come aligned with what you're wanting in your life. What are you wanting from the world? you know um you had to make those necessary changes. So it's like, while you're purging, it's like, when I find it's like I can get up in the morning and I feel drained. Like right now, I'm feeling drained. It's like my body aches and pains. But a lot of times, when you're holding on to different things in your life, it puts your body through a lot of like stiff joints and stuff like that. We don't realize at times when you're going through those changes, and there's certain things that you're really, either it's like you're waiting for an apology, or you're waiting for an explanation, or trying to find, like with us, we go into research mode, like, why did this happen? Why does this have to happen? And a lot of times you have to just make peace with it, just apologize with yourself for allowing you to hold on, waiting for an apology, because a lot of times you don't realize you had to go through this, you know and this is how you're going to learn, because it's like our family is have family bloodlines of, passed it down from generation to generation to generation, and they were so used to inflicting different things on us, well, different things on them, that it had to stop somewhere. Like, when is this going to stop? And it's going to stop with you. But you're like, oh, okay, we can do this. And then when you see the heat and the weight that comes along with that, with that healing of all that chaos that's been passed down, oh, Jesus, don't knock you all off your feet, have you all stuck and confused. But then it's just like the universe, our guides, angels, gods, demigods, whatever, they all had that faith in us, like, yeah, they can do this. Yeah, they got what it takes to change the world. Look at all the things they have endured, and they're still here. You may be still hurting. Yes, you are. But it's like, when you allow yourself to see everything that you have endured through this lifespan, and it's just like you're still holding energy in from your past lives, from things you had unfinished business with. And for you to be still standing here and be in your right mind, it lets you know you got strength upon strength that you are not allowing yourself to give yourself credit for. And there's times I have to be able to tell myself that, because there are certain things in my life that I still be hard on when it comes to myself. But then it was like I had to allow myself to go, because when I started becoming very depressed and becoming an emotional eater, I ate to deal with my pain. I ate to deal with um my depression. But then I had to allow myself to know, like, look at everything you're dealing with. That's not something easy for you to face sober. I used to deal with pain and traumatic situations through smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, having a glass of wine or something every once in a while. Now it's just like I'm dealing with everything sober. And it is not easy. It hits you through the gut. It makes you feel like your heart's breaking with everything that you're having to admit to, being able to understand, yes, this went on in my life. Yes, it hurts. These people you trusted, you thought they were going to protect you, but they're trying to break you. There are certain things they're trying to control your life over. It was like a lot of that. It just didn't sit well with me. But that was the truth. That was something that was sent to me for me to break that code of what does not need to be repeated. So it is like when you're allowing yourself to purge and detox from everything that you used to do, how you seen things, how you focused on things, what you place your energy on, what you allowed to affect you when you should have just parted ways, what you're holding on to, what you're currently facing. All these things is bringing heavy side effects into your life to where you have to allow yourself to know that when you're doing this is taking you towards that next level. You're already actually in that next level, but it is just a lot of things that you're trying to come to terms with, that it may not be very easy, but you're trying your best. If you're trying your best, you're not coming up with excuses or whatever. It brings a lot of elements to your life. You may be having frequent headaches, um being discombobulated, feeling like your equilibrium maybe off a little bit, something. Your energy is just, it's trying to find this place, and your transformation has your energy, in a lot of, different ways. It can be bouncing off the wall. That's why I have to allow myself, even when I come into contact with somebody new, either they just finding out they're an empath, or they known they were empath for a long time but just now finding out they're a Heyoka empath. And it's just like when you're doing that, your energy is all over the place because it's trying to find its place, it's trying to understand. You're trying to function with everything you got going on, because there's a lot of things you're seeing at a new perspective, and you're just trying to have a different or a deeper understanding of everything that comes along with that change. And it's just like, well, everything that's going on in the world on top of that you're going through, it is going to bring some craziness towards your way, because it's like you're dealing with your own personal issues, you're dealing with your own personal demons, you're going through transformation, you're being open towards your gift, you're being open towards your spiritual conquest, or whatever you want to call it. And then you dealing with the madness of the world. That is a lot. But then you have to allow yourself to see that is where your strength comes from, because you're dealing with all of it, but you're not dealing with these things alone. And a lot of times we feel like we're dealing with things alone. A lot of times we feel like when we push positive out, and there's a lot of times that you get blessings, but then it comes, sometimes it feels like you're getting more negative than in the positive. And a lot of times we feel like what we attract is what we are, and it's not always like that, because a lot of times you don't realize your tragedies are your blessings, and people are coming to you for them to be able to experience your journey. They're here to hurt you so you can grow on your journey. They're here to teach you so you can learn more towards your journey, take more lessons. Everything is being taught to us. And maybe you had to be that blessing in somebody's life. I used to get upset because there's times that I would give the shirt off my back, just let me keep my undergarments, and I gave out love towards others that did not give it to me. And a lot of times I said, I wish I wasn't kind to those people. But it's just like, don't you allow somebody's, you know bitterness towards you, or whatever they did, you know, to take away you being loving towards people. Sometimes that can make us bitter. Sometimes that makes us not want to deal with people, not get in relationships. But you just don't know. You may be that blessing they needed at that time. That doesn't mean it's guaranteed for them to be there forever. Those are the things that we had to go through. So when you start seeing everything that it's like you're connecting with, you're getting a deeper, uh, like becoming deep with that wisdom that you needed to go through, and it's going through many cycles. It's going through many side effects. Um, that it is going to take you a long way. All these different things are taking place for a karmic cosmic reason. And there are certain things you're going to understand and certain things you won't, until you get to that point where hey, we're going to give you this deeper understanding on why you had to go through these things. But there's a lot of things that's going on, especially with this pandemic that's going around. It's very scary when you're getting sick, because you don't know if this could be the thing that's going to kill you and just wipe you all out the game, or it's just something that you're going through intense purges. Even um breaking out in hives and stuff. I know I've been doing that a lot. Like I've been scratching like crazy. And, I'm just like, oh, this reminds me. And I'm already starting to scratch. When I was little, I was almost allergic to everything. And now it just seems like I'm repeating the things that I went through when I was a little girl. But, I appreciate everything that's taking me there, because a lot of times it's not easy, but it's just like even when I go through my worst days, and there's people that come into my life and need that assistance, it makes me feel better about my day, because it's like when um character shows when you do things without other people acknowledging that other people are not knowing what you're doing. And those are the things that I feel good about. Even though I may be having a bad day, if I know I can give somebody kind words of upliftment or encouraging, that makes me feel better about what I may be going through, even though I may be like, oh, I'm so ready for this situation to be over. But you don't know what lessons that you're needing at that time for that full cycle to come through. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. I'm gonna try to go ahead and push out another one. I sound getting tired. Um, but it is what it is. But I want to give a post notification shout out to Netta and Barakel Draco, Samantha and Becky, and Ali Beccaret. Much love to you as well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. It's so good to have you. If you want to get in touch with me privately on one-on-one, you can find me on my name, under my name on Facebook Messenger. If you have that, I'll try to give you the best information I have to give you a deeper understanding about your spiritual path as well as your purpose. If I can, I'll send you towards the information you need to take you along your way, knowing you are truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved, and knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. And I pray that everything that you're trying to manifest in your life comes 100,000 times more than what you expected, what you prayed for, asked for, and it comes sooner than you expected as well. And even through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity words, vibes, frequencies. And I will see you on my next video. Matter of fact, y'all, this is going to be my last one because I'm so tired. I still got other things to do. So I might be back tomorrow and do some videos. It just depends on how much recharging I got going on, because all these transitions is really just like draining me. So I will see y'all on my next video. Y'all stay blessed. Um, like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, share, tell somebody about the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. And I'll see y'all much later. Peace and be well.